Salutations, spooks, spirits, and the specters, and welcome back to Clannad, Kotomi's route, where we're still going through the flashback memories of a very, very dreadful day. When night came, my stomach growled. I decided to eat dinner. I opened the refrigerator and lined the plates of food on the table. Tomoya-kun might not come today, but he will surely come tomorrow. I carefully halved the spaghetti salad, roast pork, and stewed sweet potatoes. I was saving it for Tomoya-kun.
いただきましょう。いただきます。
After putting my palms together, I had a realization. What would I do when all of the meals were gone? Mommy would come back and make more for me.
Huh?
I finally understood. My mother and father weren't coming back. This is the last I would ever eat of my mother's cooking. Tears fell from my cheeks. They streamed down my face and wouldn't stop. So I ate while I cried. Eating while crying made everything taste salty and not good. That made more tears fall from my cheeks. Even when it got late at night, I was still alone. I was huddled in the hallway, gripping the scissors. I was trying my best to think. If I kept my mind occupied by thinking of things, my fear felt farther away. Those adults were the bad guys. They tried to take away something important that belonged to my mother and father. Right now, I'm the only one at home. I'm not allowed to let strangers inside. That's why I have to protect my home. Until my mother and father return. Until Tomoya-kun... Apologies. Until Tomoya-kun comes to see me. My stomach growled again. I halved the remaining half of the apple pie. The pie was delicious, but I became hungrier after I finished eating. But I thought I should restrain myself. This was all that was left of my mother's cooking. If I ate a lot, it would all be gone. I thought to myself that I should always eat only half. Tomorrow morning, I would eat half. For lunch, half of that. For dinner, half of that. By doing that, I would never run out. That's why I would do halvesies forever. Halvesies with no one to share it with. The hallway was chilly, so I took a blanket from the closet. I wrapped myself in it, then picked up the scissors again. I was always in bed by this time. This was always the time when my mother would say good night to me while I lay in my warm bed. I became sleepy, but I tried my best to keep my eyes open. I thought that if I went to sleep, the bad guys would get into the house. Because I cried so much, my eyes stung and ached. I thought about turning the television on again, but I was too scared. I wondered what I would do if nothing showed on the screen. I wondered what I would do if everyone in the world was gone, and I was the only one left. That was much, much scarier than the bad guys coming into my home. Why did this happen? Why did I end up all alone? I tried my best to think, but I didn't understand. I was very sleepy, and I dozed off. Then I twitched and opened my eyes. I realized that I was crying again. My cheeks were wet and chilly. The floor was hard and cold and made my butt hurt. Even then, I refused to let go of the scissors. I gripped them so hard that my knuckles were white. I only did that because I didn't know what else to do. It was a very, very long night. I think I only slept for a little while. When I opened my eyes, my cheek was resting against the floor of the hallway. I didn't know why I was there. Maybe it was all a dream. It was a very, very scary dream. The airplane my mother and father were on fell into the ocean, and lots of scary adults came, and Tomoya-kun didn't. I held the scissors to try to protect my home. That was all I could remember.
お部屋に戻ろう。
As I got up, I felt something hit my toes. It was my mother's sewing scissors. Tears welled up in my eyes. My vision blurred and my mind went black. It's a lie. This is all a lie. This is wrong. Everything is a lie. My mother and father are home. They're only hiding because I was a bad girl.
お母さん。お母さん。どこ？
I looked for my mother.
お母さん。お母さん。お母さん。
I looked into the living room, the kitchen, the bath, the restroom, the closets, everywhere.
お母さん。出てきて。お母さん。お母さん。
And yet I couldn't find my mother anywhere. I ran up the stairs step by step.
お父さん。お父さん。お父さん。
I looked in the bedroom, the guest room, the closets everywhere. And yet I couldn't find my father anywhere.
お父さん。お父さん。
Large droplets streamed from my face.
私いい子にするからいい子にするから
I went through every room in the house while crying.
お父さんお母さん出てきて出てきて
I looked everywhere. But my mother and father would not come out. The only place left to check was my father's study. It was a special room that my mother told me to never go into. I broke my promise and opened the door. I thought my father was hiding in there. I smelled the tobacco pipe, and I smelled the old books. I fumbled around looking for the switch and then turned on the lights. The lights were a soft orange color, and there was a thick carpet in the middle of the room. Many, many books lined the walls.
お父さん
But my father was nowhere to be found. It was my father's room, but my father was missing.
お父さん
I looked on top of the desk. I saw a black fountain pen, a square matchbox, a stack of white notepads, and There was a clear glass cup, a green bottle of alcohol, and a few books. I also found a large brown envelope. I cautiously picked up the envelope. It was open, and there appeared to be a book inside. I wanted to look inside, but I was too scared. This must be the important thing that the bad adults were after. It was something that would help everyone in the entire world. It was light, thin, and flimsy. It couldn't possibly be a replacement for my mother and father. This must be the reason why my mother and father were gone. Teardrops fell on the envelope. I hated it. That's how I sincerely felt. It was wrong for this thing to be so precious. It didn't care about the people of the world. It didn't care about the world itself. All I wanted was my mother and father. All I wanted was my mother and father to be here for me. And yet they left me behind. Both of them had sunken into the ocean far away. I cried. While crying, I put the envelope on the carpet. Then I took the matchbox from the top of the desk. My father always used it to light his pipe. I took a match from the box. With trembling hands, I rubbed the match against the box. But I couldn't light it. I struck the matches one after another until I got it right. And that's what Kotomi says. It almost sounds like she says it with a laugh. I remember this part. In my hazy memory, one image still remains clear. A small girl crying in the middle of the room. Orange flames flickering like a snake's tongue. Why did you do that?
わからない。わからないの。
She's at a loss for words. I look at the colossal stack of cut-out pages scattered on the floor. Did you cut out all of these? Still looking away, she nods.
最初は罪滅ぼしのつもりだったんだと思う。燃やしてしまったものの代わりにお父さんとお母さんのことが書いてある新聞を全部切り抜いて、でもそれだけじゃ全然足りないって思って。
I remember when I met Kotomi at the bookstore in front of this station. She must have been making her rounds to the bookstore since she was small. She must have had to stand on her toes to get the technical books on physics that were high up on the shelves. She must have turned the pages as best she could with her tiny fingers. She would read through entire books without even knowing the meanings of the technical terms. She did all of that to find the fragments of what remained of her parents.
お父さんとお母さんの名前を見つけると本当に嬉しかったの。お父さんとお母さんが話しかけてくれるみたいだった。本当は5本ごと欲しかったけど、みんなとっても値段が高くて買えなかったから。だから私ハサミを出して、痛いけどごめんねって心の中で謝って、 それから私一生懸命勉強したの。お勉強はとっても楽しかったの。たくさんお勉強すればお父さんのご本や論文を読めると思ったから、お父さんの声がまた聞けるって思ったから。でもお父さんのご本はとてもとても難しくて、言葉を知っているだけでは読むこともできなくて、世界のことをいろいろ知らなければ意味もわからなくて、だからもっともっと勉強して、もっともっとご本をたくさん読んで、お父さんとお母さんの後を継ぎたいって思ってた。
I didn't know this side of Kotomi, dryly talking about herself. Kotomi must be teaching herself stuff at the forefront of academics, stuff they don't even teach at universities. There's no way the classes at our school would teach it. That's why Kotomi has to study on her own, all the while trying her best to be more like her parents. That's why she reads books voraciously at the library instead of going to class. She goes home after school instead of hanging out with people. After going home, she studies more difficult things alone. Kotomi, I can't say it, that this is all so sad.
あの人たちは言ったの。その論文は本当にかけがえのないものだからって。お父さんとお母さんの命より大切なものだからって。そんなものあるわけないのに、お父さんとお母さんの命より大切なものなんてあるわけないのに、私絶対に忘れない。忘れられない。
With her head down, she bites her lip.
でもお父さんとお母さんの研究のことがやっとわかるようになってきたの。お父さんとお母さんはこの世界の成り立ちそのものを一番きれいな言葉で表そうとしてた。二人で一緒に一生かけて見つけようとした言葉、それはきっととっても大切なこと、世界中の人に伝えなければいけないこと、お父さんとお母さんにしかできなかったこと、それはきっと誰にも真似することができなくて、きっと私にも真似することができなくて、でも私がそれをしなければ神様は私を許してくれないから。
Kotomi stops talking. No matter how much she studies, no matter how many books she reads, she's still a small child, afraid of the outside world. She's still the desperate little girl who just burned something precious. Maybe I should sit down next to her. Maybe I should say I'm here for her. Just like how Kotomi wanted me to do when she was small. Even now, that probably hasn't changed. The other Kotomi inside of her will refuse to leave this place. That's why. There's only one thing I can say. Come to school tomorrow. Kotomi's shoulders twitch.
行きたくないの。もうあんなのは嫌なの。
She says that in a raspy, almost inaudible tone.
あんな悲しいことは嫌なの。
Kotomi must have flashed back to her past when she heard that Fujibayashi might have gotten into an accident. Just like how her parents disappeared without warning on that day. And she still remembers the promise she made to God that isn't fulfilled yet. What I'm asking from Kotomi might be something very cruel. But even so, I have to repeat it. Come to school tomorrow. You'd better come. I'll be waiting for you. Furukawa, Fujibayashi, and Kyo will all be waiting for you. Goodbye, Kotomi. See you tomorrow. I don't get a response. See you tomorrow. No answer. See you tomorrow. I think I see her jaw move slightly. That must be the best she can do at the moment. I leave that room. The heavy wooden door separates me and Kotomi. I'm left by myself in the darkness of the hall. See you tomorrow. My whispers are absorbed into the nothingness of the space. I didn't know it would be this painful. Saying see you tomorrow to someone who may never show up. And as Friday begins, I shall finally bring this video to an end. So thank you all very much for watching. And ciao for now. Ciao for now.